feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I'm your co-host Ted Jenkins with my co-host Lee Heisman. Of course, our guest today, Greg Johnson, the CEO of Rubicon Crypto. This is a very important podcast today because we're at a juncture where a lot of business owners, a lot of individuals are asking, should I be in crypto? What's the future of crypto? Does it make sense? Is it a Ponzi scheme? If you want to learn all of that, you've got to go to shrimptankpodcast.com. Then you can hear the entire interview that we did with Greg. While you're on the channel today, make sure you click that subscribe button. That way you get all of these videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell. That way they come into your inbox. And you get these great entrepreneurs that can help teach you how to grow a business or start a business or run a business. But specifically, you'll learn a lot about crypto if you hear the whole interview.
I enjoyed the entire episode with Greg. I learned a heck of a lot at this time in an area that was kind of muddy for me in terms of the crypto world. Yep. Tell us about Rubicon and what you do with that organization.
I'd be happy to, Lee. So we brought Rubicon to life because we saw an opportunity to bring common sense and practical investment solutions that people were already familiar with, but into this new world of digital assets and crypto. So the same reason you go to an advisor and you try and find products that give you diversification, professional management, and that expertise, we saw that lacking in this crazy crypto world, and we thought folks should be there, they should be investing there. We wanted to bring it to them in a way that they were already familiar with, in a way that was fair and transparent, and that's what we've done.
You know, Greg, you're one of the fastest growing separately managed account investments that are out there. You were one of the early stage independent managers for investments. But now people are watching the news and they're seeing on TV all this bad news about crypto. Yeah. What should someone who's watching this be thinking? Is this the time to invest? Should they wait and sit on the sidelines? What are you thinking right now, Rubicon Crypto?
But my first thought to that, Ted, is I'd go to Warren Buffett when he said, when everybody's greedy, be fearful, and when everybody's fearful, be greedy. And we don't want you to be greedy, but I just put that out there. What we want you to do is look more deeply. The biggest investment brands and names, banks like J.P. Morgan, and even our friends Berkshire Hathaway are investing billions into crypto. I'm not smarter than them, but we believe we're onto something. This is the future of investing, and it's the future of money. And in fact, we're encouraging people to move away from the hype, even though it kind of feels scary at times, and to look at it in a very common sense way. Don't put all your money in there. In fact, we encourage people only to put 2 to 3% of their money into digital assets because that can have long-term a huge impact to their portfolio. Huge impact.
Well, I have a feeling that I think you're exactly right. This isn't going away. And with all of the stuff that's been happening in the industry, it's weeding out, as you said, the cream and the curd. So, Greg, I've known this, and entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs out there, you don't have to know every answer. You need to surround yourself with the right professionals. And I have an amazing team of people, and I actually am a customer of yours at Rubicon.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Tell our listeners, what exact expertise and why they should release the control of trying to invest themselves and come to your organization.
I think one of the things that's so difficult, thank you, Lee, one of the things that's so difficult about crypto is because it's new technologies. The terminology is all new. Most of the people we're working with, they just want to have exposure. They don't want to deal with everything. They don't want to deal with all of this. They just know that they want to have exposure to these new growth opportunities, and they want to transfer that responsibility to a third party. And we've made it very, very easy for people to do that.
For an uneducated person, Greg, like myself, and for people out there, you've all heard the term mutual fund. To me, that means someone's putting it together. It almost feels like a mutual fund for crypto.
That's great, Lee. It is like that, but it's even better because we have portfolios. Instead of having a share of a fund, you actually own a fractional piece of the cryptos in the portfolio so that even when times are bad, we can at least try and do tax loss harvesting to optimize the situation for a client. And we can be very specific and very nimble where funds can't at times. But the principle of professional management, diversification, that's what we're doing. And we think we're doing it as good as anybody in the industry, in fact, better.
So, knowing that fact, knowing that I'm a customer and I have a good sense of crypto. Ted's a customer. You probably want to be some form of a customer with Greg. How do people get in touch with you?
You want to reach us directly at rubiconcrypto.com, and we can kind of take it from there. So,
how many years until the dollar is completely digital? Any guesses for our
Oh, that's a big question. So the question has to do with central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, and we're deeply involved with Washington. I think all of the money that we think about today, so-called fiat money, Ted, ultimately becomes digital. But I'm afraid the U.S. may be one of the last countries to go to a fully digital dollar. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but we are behind. We are behind the Chinese. And unfortunately, I think if we're not careful, that could have some big implications for our children and our grandchildren.
Well, guys, check it out. Go to Rubicon Crypto. This might be a great time for you to talk to Greg.
Actually, this might be the last best time to get involved in digital assets for newcomers.
There it is. The last best time to do it. By the way, while you're on the Shrimp Tank channel, don't forget to check out all the great interviews that we've done. We did one just a couple weeks ago with a guy named Stone Stafford. It's a great interview. You hear all about the studio that he has. He's worked with Ludacris and Bieber and many other artists. Check that out on the Shrimp Tank YouTube channel. And thanks so much for watching the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp